So with this REAP program, this is Research and Engineering Apprentice Program, we've had high school students from Shelby County area, both in the city and in the county, who have participated in primary research with us here in the lab. And we've had a number of different projects over the last 5 to 6 years that we've involved these students in, but our most recent project is one at Overton Park, where we are doing a survey of the lichens that are growing on the trees down there. And a lot of people never realize what a lichen is. They see them, they never think about them, but they're the gray-green things that are growing on the trunks and on the branches. And the reason they're of interest to us is because they accumulate pollution or toxins. And so we have, over the last, I guess 3 years, gone in and collected lichens from the bark of the trunk, and also anytime when there's a storm we go in and collect branches that have fallen, and then analyze those lichens to determine what, if any, heavy metals are present in them. So they absorb things from atmospheric pollution. It gets deposited on their surface. They take it in and we can analyze it. We've done so thus far with the scanning electron microscope and EDAX, which is electron dispersive X-ray. And the students have learned how to run that equipment. We've been doing that over at University of Memphis. It's our preliminary work where in the next year to 2 years, then we'll be doing further analysis using atomic absorption spectroscopy. So far though, we found a variety of heavy metals that have been accumulated by those lichens that are in the trees of Overton Park. And many of them are connected to automobile pollution. And so the students have learned a great deal about pollution chemistry and about lichens and their microhabitats that they live in. And so we've had a great deal of success thus far with those projects. Some of our students have won awards at the collegiate division of the Tennessee Academy of Science when they presented our results to this point. So some of the things we found lead in some of the lichens. We found what else? Chromium. We found titanium. We found tin, aluminum, iron, zinc. And so some of those, although they may sound exotic, like titanium, it's fairly ubiquitous and it's probably just a component of the soil. Others, though, like the zinc and the copper, they are components of brake linings, and so we suspect that might be one possible source for those metals. So it's been fun to look at that, and we can compare lichens that are in the canopy to lichens that are down on the tree trunks and see if there are things that are higher in the air, in the atmosphere rather than the lower branches or the lower trunks. So it's been a good project for the students. And right now we have just basically identified what's there. In the next couple of years we're going to be quantifying how much is there. So we're also comparing that to lichens we've collected out in Shelby Forest and trying to get an idea of what kinds of lichens are in each of those places, because pollution also will will shape the lichen community and the different types of species that are there. And what we're finding in Overton Park is that there are pollution-tolerant species there and very few of the pollution-sensitive species. And when we get out to Shelby Forest, although we have found some metals in some of those lichens, we're finding many of the sensitive species out there and much fewer numbers of the pollution-tolerant species. So it's been a difference in composition. Another area of research that I have been active in since I've been here at Christian Brothers University is a survey at Shelby Farm. So before they went through and did all the upgrades that they did out there, a group from University of Memphis was involved in doing what I called an all-biotic survey, or a survey of all the living organisms that were out there. And they needed someone with expertise with amphibians and reptiles, or what we call herps. And so they asked me if I would participate, and so I took several of our students out, and we went out and basically surveyed all the different amphibians and reptiles there that we could find. The study lasted for about 16 months, I guess, 16 to 18 months. And out of that, we developed a herpetology course here at Christian Brothers. Turned out there was quite a bit of interest from our students. Now, this is not an animal that we got out there. This is a king snake, but this is one like what you would find over in, say, Middle Tennessee. The ones around here are black with yellow on pretty much every one of the scales. But this is a king snake similar to what we have, same species, but a little different variation. But king snakes are good snakes because they eat other snakes, including venomous snakes, so you never want to kill a king snake. And they're immune to the venom of the pit vipers, such as rattlesnakes, copperheads, cottonmouths. And so we do have a healthy population of king snakes. Out at Shelby Farms, we found both juveniles and adults. So that's a good thing. We want to maintain that. So as the population of Shelby County grows, more and more Shelby Farms is becoming an island, and so it's important to maintain our biodiversity out there. So as they've made these changes, they wanted to know what was present there, and they're going to monitor that over the upcoming years to make sure that that we're maintaining that biodiversity.